A new dodge tech that brings your gameplay to the next level has been discovered: the delayed dodge counter abusing iframes interactions. In this video we go over the details of what it actually consists in, why is it such a game changer, how to use it, and when should you use it. Without further ado, my name is Seconds and let's get into it. Before we begin, a massive shout out goes to Xylitol, who discovered this tech and made a video about it, so check her video as well. She makes a lot of really useful content for Wuthering Waves and other gachas, so if you don't know her already, go and check her channel out. To understand the delayed dodge counter, we have to briefly go over how dodging works in Wuthering Waves. If you feel like you already have a good understanding on how the dodge system works, feel free to use the timestamps below to jump to the delayed dodge tech section of the video. There are two main kinds of dodges: a simple dodge, which can be casted up to 2 times in rapid succession, and a perfect dodge, which is triggered when dodging right before getting hit by an enemy's move. When perfect dodge is triggered, you will get a brief period of invincibility, and time will be slowed down for roughly a second. After performing a perfect dodge, you will be able to cast a dodge counter, which is usually a really powerful move for most characters. What most people don't know is that you can actually delay the counter by a lot by simply standing still and waiting before pressing the counter button after a perfect dodge. As you can see, you can really space out the dodge and the counter in a big window. But why is this so good though? By itself it's just a nice thing to know, but definitely not a game changer. Simply delaying your counter won't really help you that much, but what has been discovered is that during your dodge counter animation, you have a brief invulnerability window, better known as iframes, which translates to being able to avoid being hit by a move while still doing damage to your enemy, without needing to perform any mechanically crazy move or needing any particular amount of training to execute. Pardon me for interrupting the video for a couple of seconds. Before getting into how to actually use this new tech in the best possible way, I just wanted to remind you that less than 1% of viewers is actually subscribed. So if you're enjoying the video, please consider doing so, as it really helps me out a lot. Now let's get back to the video. To make use of this tech, you're going to start by simply doing a perfect dodge to avoid the first move coming at you, and then delaying your counter to when the next move is coming, so that you are going to use the dodge counter iframes to ignore the damage and still perform your powerful attack. You shouldn't abuse of this tech in every scenario though, as sometimes your other options could be better, like for example with quick counters, consisting in dodging and using your counter on each enemy move, which will always give you the most damage output, but it can get tricky and less consistent, especially for moves you are not 100% confident on. So opting for a delayed counter would be easier and more consistent to execute when dealing with multiple attacks coming in rapid succession. In the case of continuous attacks, like fire speeding or arrow rains for example, delayed counters iframes won't be helpful as they don't last enough time, so you should opt for chaining perfect dodges to avoid all damage until the move ends or you exit its range. Generally, you want to avoid chaining perfect dodges as you're not going to deal any damage for the whole time, and ideally you would like to quick counter whenever you dodge to maximize your damage, but realistically delayed counters will be your most versatile option, being good, if not the best, in most possible scenarios while being more consistent and easy to perform correctly. What do you think of this new discovery? I think this tech is insanely valuable, as it makes it easier and more consistent to deal with harder bosses, especially for non-tryhard intense players who are not gonna be able to master quick countering in every scenario. If you enjoyed the video, check out my other content to see how I apply everything I teach you in my own runs, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any kind of feedback, be it positive or negative, and I respond to all comments, so feel free to drop one down below. Until next time, see ya!